Hey there, I'm Rita, and welcome to part 2 of this series that we're doing. And we're doing this series on the mind, the body, and spirit, and we're talking about living from the inside out. And so I am sharing personal information with you, but I think it is important so that you understand the value that I put in living from the inside out. So today we're going to talk about the mind. And it's a fast forward time from when I spoke about the breast cancer, almost 27 years, till 2024. And I started 2024 in my business, been in business almost 40 years, 39 years, and things are going so well. I'm excited about the business, I'm excited about my life, and then until I wasn't, because in 2024, I went in with 4 opportunities. And by April, all 4 of them had fallen through for various reasons, you know. So it's nobody's fault, but that's what happens in business. So I spent most of 2024, I spent a part of 2024 literally doing the same thing, the same way, thinking I was going to get different results. And guess what? That doesn't happen. And so by the fall, I said, I've got to figure out what I'm not doing. And I did. I took a lot of webinars. I was talking to coaches, different coaches, and I was taking advantage of everything was out there. So I was learning. And as I learned, I would figure out what am I supposed to keep and what am I supposed to let go of. Because, you know, we can get entrenched with information and then nothing makes sense. All right. We move into 2025, and I'm thinking, oh, wow, you know what? We got to stop. Stop for a second. I probably should have let it keep going. So in 2025, I realized that my whole message needed to change. The whole model of my business needed to change. So once again, I brought in coaches, I brought in other colleagues to figure out, did I want to speak? Did I want to do workshops? What exactly did I want to do with my business? And I was rolling. Now, you've probably heard me say that God and I are co-creators of my life. But I got to tell you, probably about April or May of 2025, I didn't think he was working fast enough. This is God I'm talking about. I mean, things weren't happening the way I thought they should happen. I was listening, but I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention. And so I was working day and night, trying to figure out how do I make this happen, and also how to bring revenue in. Because it's one thing to be changing your business model, it's another thing to keep the revenue coming in, and also to bring in the people that I needed to work with me. Fast forward to August of 2025, and I'm going on to a conference. The next morning, been working to get to the point where I was ready to go to this conference. My office is in my daughter's house right now, and as I was walking out the door with the stuff that I was going to take with me, not my bags, I still had to go home and pack them, I asked her to check my blood pressure. She checked it 3 times, and each time she looked scared, more afraid and more afraid. My blood pressure was over 207, and in my life I had never had a problem with blood pressure. It was over 207, and the bottom number it was awful. And so I said, listen, Cam, I'm just gonna go sit on the chaise lounge for a minute. It's in my office, I'll be fine. She couldn't even speak. And so I went in there, I sat down, I was in there about 2 minutes in the dark, like I did before, in the dark, and literally I heard, don't go. Don't go. And I knew that was from God, and I knew I was not supposed to go on that trip. I realize now, had I gotten on that plane, it could have been ugly. Had I flown down to Dallas, it could have been ugly. But I heard, don't go. That's when just the darkness helps me to think clearer. We went to the emergency room, and they took this test, all kinds of stuff. The doctor came in, he said, for your age, he said, I think you're doing really well. He said, but you're a workaholic. And he said, I need you to no longer work on Sunday. I came home from that hospital and I spent 5 days in bed coaching me. What was I doing that wasn't serving me any longer? What was I doing that I could literally let go of? Who was I competing with? just myself. There wasn't any other competitors. And why was it that I was just trying to do everything? And more importantly, I was feeling this anxiousness inside of me, probably had been feeling it almost a year. I wasn't paying attention to it. I thought it was normal. And so this is how we just go to think that this exhaustion is a badge of honor, and it's not. And so I had to slow down. I had to settle down. I had to listen. And that's what I'm going to be talking about in the third part of this. I want to talk about the Spirit. I want to talk about the Spirit and how it can save us every time. That's it for now.